What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. We've got nothing better to do. The show we talk about movies, TV shows, and video games because, well, we've got nothing better to do. We are back for episode 66, and I'm excited to be back. Are you guys excited to be back?
Execute Order 66.
Oh, it is 60. Oh, man.
Jeremy said.
Dang it. I didn't even think about that. We could have, we already did something for episode 3. I don't know what we could have done, but we could have done something Star Wars related for episode 66. But, you know what they say. Hindsight's 2020. But we got some news to cover, so let's just hop right into the news. All right, so first bit of news, movie news. The Sonic movie, perhaps the most successful movie of the year. I'm actually going to look that up to see if it was. No, actually, Bad Boys for Life did better than Sonic.
Well, I haven't even heard of that one, so
I'm very surprised it did better than Sonic. I feel like, I don't know. So the second best or most grossing movie of 2020 has been greenlit for a sequel. And I'm actually pretty excited for it. I enjoyed the Sonic movie. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's fine. And it has Sonic in it. So it's like, yeah, okay. I enjoyed the little Easter eggs and stuff. It's a okay kids movie. But there is a little tease at the end for a sequel. Jeremy, have you seen it?
No.
Do you care if I spoil it? I mean,
just spoil it.
Okay, so the tease at the end is Tails. Tails comes to find Sonic.
Wow.
So I am kind of excited to see because it'll be Sonic and Tails, and then
at the Olympic Games.
Huh? At the Olympic Games, yes, Sonic and Tails at the Olympic Games. But Dr. Robotnik, aka Jim Carrey, at the beginning of the movie, or for most of the movie, he looks like Jim Carrey. But at the end of the movie, he gets like trapped in another dimension and goes crazy, and then he looks like Dr. Robotnik. Like he loses all his hair, and then he gets big mustache, so he looks like Eggman. So I'm excited because I think the next one will be like more video gamey, which I think will be fun. So yeah, I'm excited for the Sonic sequel. And Sonic looks way better after they brought in fans that knew what they were doing to redesign him. So
yay.
Yes. And Tails looks really good too, because I think they redesigned him. I wonder if Tails had a design from the previous version. It probably would have been Nightmare Fuel.
Probably.
Also, pun fact, because Tails' name is Miles Tails, his nickname Prower. But if you just say his full name, it's Miles Prower. So his name is a pun on miles per hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that till like a month ago.
I didn't know that either. I've never really been into anything Sonic related.
I definitely went through a phase when I really liked Sonic. It was around the Sonic 06 era. Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah. Next news.
Nice.
Christopher Nolan's Tenet got delayed 2 weeks, I think. It was supposed to come out July 17th, but it got pushed back to July 31st. I think it's July 31st. Which kind of sucks. Like, we have to wait 2 more weeks, but I don't know why they pushed it back. But excuse me, they did. So we just have to wait 2 more weeks for it. But I'm excited to finally go back to theaters and see a movie, and a good movie. Because the last movie I saw was Sonic, which, again, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't a piece of cinematic artistry. But Tenet will probably really good. You haven't even seen it. You can't say anything, okay? But Tenet will probably be really good, so I'm excited for that. And Tenet actually is one of the few films, including Sonic, that is eligible for the Oscars. And speaking of the Oscars, they got delayed to April 25th, 2021. So normally they're in February, and they're for the previous year's films. But they just announced that they're pushing it back, and they will be extending the release date eligibility. So now it'll be from January 1st, 2020 to February 28th, 2021. So usually it's just January 1st to December 31st, so the whole year. But they're giving 2 extra months so that they can, some more movies can get in. Because...
So that Sonic doesn't win
Best Picture
of the year?
Yes, well, so there was like 20 movies even available for the Oscars, just eligible in general for the Oscars. And like 4 or 5 of them were documentaries. So those are automatically not, they don't qualify for Best Picture. So like the Best Picture nominees would have been like Tenet, Sonic, The Invisible Man, like just bad movies. I think, oh no, because Trolls didn't release in theaters, so it's not eligible.
Yeah.
Oh, Bad Boys for Life, that's eligible for Best Picture right now. Yeah, just not good movies. And then like obviously Tenet would be, but there's a good chance that Tenet's gonna win, which kind of sucks that Chris Nolan's first like Oscar for Best Picture will be by default. But or did The Dark Knight win? I don't remember.
I don't know.
It's possible one.
Chris Nolan Oscars. I don't remember if he's won. Oh no, he's won. No, he's nominated. He's been nominated a lot. He hasn't won.
She won for Dark Knight. They were saying like it took like one of the best movies ever for like a superhero movie to win Best Picture.
What did he win for Dark Knight?
He did. The Dark Knight won performance by an actor in a supporting role and bested.
Michael Caine won?
What?
Hold on, I'm gonna look up the Oscars.
I'm just looking at the Dark Knight.
So, won Best Supporting Actor for Heath Ledger. Yeah. Best Sound Editing. So those are the only 2 at 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
Surprisingly.
Oh yeah. So that's kind of lame. But yeah, so it kind of sucks that if chances are he will win Best Picture and Best Director, that his Oscar was kind of by default. But then again, by default is perhaps the best way to win. So yes, the Oscars are delayed to April 25th next year. And speaking of delays, 2 more movies got the delay hammer. A movie that I was really looking forward to, Godzilla vs. Kong, got delayed until May next year. So it went from... It was supposed to be Thanksgiving this year. Dang it. And will come out May 21st, 2021. And then The Matrix was supposed to come out May 21st, 2021. And has been pushed back till April 1st, 2022.
Jeez.
So it got pushed back really far. But again, I don't think it even started shooting yet. It was still in pre-production. So not much there. But I think Godzilla vs. Kong would have been like, or it's pretty close to being done, I would assume, if it was going to release this November. So they probably just had to stop working on it because of Corona. But I mean, I guess it would have been all like the visual effects and stuff, right? Like that's stuff you can do from remotely, but whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that Godzilla got pushed back because I really wanted to see it because Kong Skull Island was pretty good and I really enjoyed both of Godzilla's movies. So yeah, that's kind of lame. But Matrix, I'm just kind of like, we don't know enough about it that I'm not like I'm interested because The Matrix 1, phenomenal. It was a great movie. Matrix 2 and 3 are like guilty pleasure movies. They're not good, but I enjoy them. So I'm like interested in the Matrix 4, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I need to know what happens. Like, what's going on? You know? You feel me?
No. I don't.
Well, this is good dialogue, like back and forth. Like, this is good podcast.
I don't really
talk.
know what you're talking about.
Okay, TV
I'm not
news.
a movie I'm not as big into movies as you guys are.
TV news. Kingdom Hearts is getting a show coming to Disney Plus, and there's not going to be any Final Fantasy characters because Nomura said screw you, even though he did like a lot of Final Fantasy stuff. But you know, Final Fantasy characters were just kind of like gone from Third Kingdom Hearts, and now they're going to like The World Ends With You, which most of you probably don't even know what that is, but it's a Square RPG. But anyways, yeah, Kingdom Hearts is coming to Disney Plus. That's kind of cool. I mean, I know people, obviously a lot of people are going to be really excited about it. Like my brother-in-law, Joel. Ben.
Oh.
I don't even think Ben's
Maybe
played
not Ben,
Kingdom
actually.
Hearts. Yeah.
It seems like a game Ben would play, though.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, there's definitely people that will be excited for it. I might check it out just because the Kingdom Hearts, if it's like based off of the games, they're just like a hodgepodge of what the heck storytelling. And you can like watch them all as movies. Like they actually were just released all the cutscenes as movies. So you could watch those to kind of get a feel for it. But I feel like a more coherent show of the story would be much more interesting. So I'd rather watch that than the games because they're all over the place. But yeah, that's cool. And then the Attack on Titan Season 4 trailer came out. And if you don't want any spoilers, I would recommend not watching it. Because even though it's in Japanese and there aren't subtitles for it, there might be subtitles for it now. It might be in English now. But when I watched it, it was only in Japanese. There's a lot of spoilers in it. There's a lot of like big scenes and like new characters in it. I didn't exactly know what was going on, but like through context, I could kind of tell. So yeah, there's a lot of spoilers in it. Don't watch it if you don't want spoilers. But it did look cool. It looks like they might be going back a little more action oriented for the final season.
Wait, Season 4 is the final season?
Yeah, the manga's almost over.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of tell, like in Season 3, that it's gearing up to be the end.
Yeah, but they keep this. It's like, oh, and then this happens, and then this happens, and you don't think it's ever gonna end.
That's called the rising action. It's a literary term.
Yes, literature.
Literature.
Because I've read a book before.
I'd hope so.
Yes.
Pog, Parker.
Definitely don't just use Audible.
And books are books.
I think it's funny how an online bookstore came up with like the easiest way to have someone, like an easier way to read a book. I guess like the authors still get, like publishers still get like royalties from the sale. But like instead of selling books, they just were like, just buy the audio book.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do.
I mean, I guess it's like...
Have you ever actually listened to it?
No, and like I get like
really not.
ones where like you get like celebrities to like read it and like voices and stuff. Like that's cool. But if 90 times out of 10, I can't focus on like something like that. Like I'll do something else and I lose focus on like what I'm listening to. For like something like a book. Like I feel like a book, you have to sit down and read it. And I'd just rather have a physical book in my hands. And I get like the appeal of it, like I said, but I'd rather just have a physical book. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's easier for me for books that are like really hard to read. Like going through Lord of the Rings again on audiobooks was way more enjoyable.
Because it's like a radio show.
Yeah, it is. But those books are they're so hard to read. Like you don't know half the words, and then reading the songs is hell because every other page has a 2-page song on it.
Why?
And in the audiobook they actually sing it instead of you just reading it in your head.
Do they sing it the way they sing it in like the movies, or are they different tunes?
The movies have like none of the songs in it.
Well, like the songs
There's
that they do have.
so many songs. They don't sing it like it's in the movies. Most of the recordings for the Lord of the Rings. So the Lord of the Rings recordings I listened to were recorded in like the 60s.
Oh, gross.
So they're, but they've been like
remastered.
So the quality is good, but it's like you can tell that it's an old recording.
Because they say racial slurs.
No, that's not why.
Okay, well, in video game news, we got some really big news actually this week, and it was Sega said they were going to reveal something that would shake up the games industry. Like it would turn the games industry on its head. And so everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, what are they going to do? Like, are they going to bring back a console? Like, are they doing the Dreamcast, or like are they new game series? Are they reviving a game series? Like, what's going on?" And it turns out that you're just re-releasing the Game Gear, which is essentially a portable Genesis, but it's comically small. Like,
why?
It's so small that there is an adapter that comes with it that enlarges the screen. It's just a magnifying glass that you clip to the front.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's like it was the 50th year anniversary of Sega, I think. And yeah, so there's 4 different ones. Each one has like 5 games on it. And yeah, this is what is going to shape up the games industry. Just a really small Game Gear.
But why?
I don't know. I don't know. But in actually big video game news, the PS5's reveal happened this week. So let's talk about it. It was about like an hour-long presentation about the launch games and some of the games coming later to the PS5. So I have a list here, so we can go down and just kind of talk about what each game was and if it was interesting and if maybe you want to buy a PlayStation 5 for it. So first off, Madden NFL 21. Second off, NBA 2K21. Third,
Ooh, shocker.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And then a really big one for me, Dirt 5.
What?
They're making a 5th one?
I don't know.
Have you played them before? They're actually really fun, but I can't believe they're making
Isn't it
5th
like an
one.
arcade style like dirt racing game?
No, not really. It's just rally racing.
Oh. Fortnite. It's coming to the PlayStation 5.
Oh no!
So I think all these were announced before the stream. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is coming. Rainbow Six Quarantine is coming to the PlayStation 5. A PS3 game is getting ported to the PlayStation 5. Grand Theft Auto 5. Because, I mean, why wouldn't they port the singular most successful piece of media ever? Why would they not re-release it when people would buy it again? I mean, it'd be cool if they made a new one, but why would you? If you could do less work and make the same amount of money.
Yeah.
But GTA with ray tracing, am I right? Just kidding. I don't even know if they said they would do that or not. It's probably just going to be a port.
Probably not.
But with less loading time. So yeah, the first big announcement, and they came out big, swinging, is Spider-Man Miles Morales. So what this game is kind of up in the air. They said, people at first thought it was like an expansion to the first game. But then Insomniac came out and said, no, it's a standalone game. What I'm assuming is it's kind of a Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask situation where they're just reusing assets for a new game. So it's probably going to be like the exact same New York and stuff. But it's going to be like a side story, kind of. I would assume, because it's not like Spider-Man 2. It's Spider-Man Miles Morales. So I assume it's like a spin-off, obviously about Miles Morales, Spider-Man. And then maybe in a few years they'll release Spider-Man 2. Yeah, so I think it's going to be like it's a spin-off. It's a full game, I'm assuming, by the term standalone. Full game spin-off about Miles Morales. And it looks like it's a few years in the future. Because Spider-Man came out, 2 years ago? No, it was like 3. I think it was 3 years ago. I think it was 2017.
No, not 3. It wasn't that.
I think so, because I think I bought it a year after it came out.
You still haven't played
I
it.
still haven't played it.
Pretty sure it came out just 2 years ago.
I might get to it after Pokemon and Paper Mario.
Yeah, it came out 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
2018.
Oh, well then I got it for like $20 the year it came out. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of games nowadays, though.
But that's like a big PlayStation exclusive. I mean, it was on sale, but that's a big PlayStation exclusive. But anyways, yeah. So I'm assuming it's going to be a spin-off about Miles Morales, and it looks like it takes place a few years after, because he looks a lot better. He's got a fresh new cut, looking pretty suave.
Everyone's talking about.
The suit looks great. I like the logo. I saw Boss Logic on Twitter made like a mock-up of a special edition PS5 that was black and red, and then had the red Spider-Man logo on the side of it.
Yeah, that was
It was
nice.
actually pretty dope. I would buy that one in a heartbeat. Not the normal. The normal. If when it's black, dark colors, it doesn't look as bad. But the white on the black with the weird taco shape, not feeling. We'll talk about the design of the PS5 in a little bit.
Yeah,
But
I like it.
Spider-Man Miles Morales, big game. That's cool that they made a sequel and stuff. I really hope they make a sequel with Peter Parker, because I like Peter Parker more than Miles Morales, but it's cool that they're doing one with Miles. Gran Turismo 7. Okay. Realistic racing simulator. Cool. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. The trailer for this game actually looks really cool, and it really showed off like the PS5's power, which I think going into this, I talked about like how all that we're getting is faster load times in next gen, but the trailer for this kind of showed how they're going to use that in action, and I guess we kind of saw that in the Unreal 5 demo too, but like Ratchet is jumping through dimensions and time, and it's like fully loading these big worlds, and it's running super smooth. Like I think there's a couple times the dips in frames in the trailer, but for the most part it's like really smooth, and it just shows that like because the load times are so great, it's not just going to be load screens are going to be smaller. It's going to be like the game can just load big chunks at once while you're playing. Like there's not going to be a skip in the step while you're playing, which is really
there better
cool.
not be any load screen.
I think load screens will be a thing for the beginning half of the gen. I mean, I think they'll be a thing still, but I don't think they'll be as prevalent in the later half of the generation. I think because companies are still getting used to developing for the new technology, that I think they're still going to be there. But I think as the generation goes on, we're going to see less and less of load screens. But this game actually looks kind of cool. I'm not a huge Ratchet and Clank fan, but the game looked fun. If they made a Jack and Daxter game as a launch title, heck yeah, I'd be there day one, because I love Jack and Daxter. And I would love to see them come back. And then there was Project Athea, which was a Square Enix title, I think. It's just a trailer. It's going to come out in like 2 years. They didn't really show anything. It's just cinematic. It's like, what the heck? The next one was Stray. Oh, this is the one where humans are all dead. It's a post-apocalyptic world inhabited by robots, and you play as a cat.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
sounds like my kind of game.
I don't even know what you would do. Like,
you play as a freaking cat.
yeah, but I mean, I guess it's like just a kind of exploration adventure game. Like, there's probably not going to be combat. I mean, I don't know what the combat would be, but it seems like kind of just a chill kind of exploration game. I love the art style. It looks really nice, but this isn't going to get me to get a PS5 day one. There's Returnal, which is kind of this like alien horror kind of Edge of Tomorrow game where you die and you keep coming back. And you're like fighting to survive and get off this alien planet and whatever. Next game is Sackboy, A Big Adventure. And this game actually kind of piqued my interest because it's a 3D platformer. And it looks like it took a lot, like they took a lot from like Mario games, like maybe like 3D World. Because it's kind of in that style, like that isometric pseudo 3D platformer. And it actually looked pretty fun. It's 4-player co-op. I'm not in love with like the Little Big Planet art style, but for the most part, it looked good. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but it did pique my interest. I think maybe if we see some more stuff on it later, I'd think about getting it, but there wasn't a release date, so there's that. But it actually kind of piqued my interest. Destruction All-Stars, which is like a Rocket League cross Overwatch just Demolition Derby game. That was okay. Kenna Bridge of Spirits. This one looks really cool because it's kind of like Breath of the Wild meets Pikmin 3D platformer. You play as like this little girl with like a magic staff, and then she has a lot of friends that are like these little creatures that go around and do stuff or whatever. This one looked really interesting. This is a game that I might think about picking up on the PS5. Yeah, I love the art style.
Buying a PS5, like, for sure.
I am gonna get one for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna get one at launch. But it all depends. Like, if I beat Spider-Man before it comes out, because Miles Morales is supposed to come out. It is coming out holiday 2020. If there's backwards compatibility at launch, I might get it because like Tony Hawk comes out at the end of the year. If there's just gonna be a PS5 version, I might get it on that. If not, and it's backwards compatible, I'll get it for the PS4 and play it on PS5. But if not, then I might just wait. So it kind of depends, but I do plan on getting one for sure. And I do plan on getting one, but we'll see when. There was Goodbye Volcano High, which is this weird visual novel about dinosaurs and the Big Bang, or not Big Bang, the comet that wiped out the dinosaurs. Looks really weird and SJWE. So it's gonna be a no from me, dog. Oddworld Soulstorm, next game in the Abe's Odyssey series. Very dark humor, 2D platformer. Not for me, but I'm sure there's people that are excited about it. Ghostwire Tokyo is like a first-person action horror game shooter.
Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the art style. I probably wouldn't play it, but It did look pretty cool. Jet the Far Shore. Oh, okay. This one was like a simulation space exploration kind of like it was like you watch a planet grow over the years or something like that and like build a civilization. Yeah, I like the art style and I like the music they played in the trailer, but I don't know if it's something that I would personally be interested in. Godfall. Okay, Godfall I actually kind of want to play. So the way I described it to Parker was like Destiny cross what was the other thing? I don't remember what the other one I said was. But it's a hack and slash multiplayer looter shooter kind of thing where you like Borderlands, I guess. You like team up with people and you do like missions and stuff to get like new armor and stuff. So it's kind of like Destiny, but it's like medieval. So you have like swords and axes and arm, but it's like futuristic medieval. So you have like these like energy stuff, whatever. It looks really cool and really fun. And I think
Sounds kind of fun.
yeah.
Is it only coming to PS4
I think it's on everything.
or PS5?
I think it's on everything. I don't remember if it's PS5 exclusive or not. I would have to check.
Didn't Sony say they wanted to start bringing all the exclusives to PC like Xbox did?
Maybe.
I know for sub games. I don't know about all of them.
I said it was Skyforge cross Destiny. That's what I said.
But Skyforge isn't even that good of a game.
But I mean, like this, like the armor and the weapons and stuff like that. Like that's what I meant. Kind of like the aesthetic of it. I think it's coming to Epic on PC.
Oh,
Rip.
just another game we won't get till it comes to Steam.
Yeah. Oh, it's made by Gearbox. Those are the people that make Borderlands, right?
I think so.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. So if this is a PS5 exclusive, maybe I'll get it on PS5. But it looks really sick.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm really actually kind of excited for Godfall. I think it'll be really fun. Let's see, Solar Ash, which looks like kind of like Fury, if you played that game, and it's made by the people that made Hyper Light Drifter, but it's like a 3D fantasy game. Looks pretty cool, but the trailer's kind of bare bones, so you don't know a whole lot about it. Hitman 3, which I think Ben likes the Hitman games. So that might be something that he would be interested in playing. I don't know a lot about Hitman, but there's a new one coming. Astro's Playroom, which is a free game, and I heard that Astrobot on PSVR was like, it's like one of the best VR experiences out there, and it's a 3D platformer. So I think this is just like, it's not VR, but it is a 3D platformer made by the same people, and it looks really fun. I love 3D platformers like Mario and stuff. So, and if it's free, then I'll probably download it and play it on the PS5. And it looks really fun. And then there was Little Devil Inside. This is a very interesting trailer where it's like contrast between this like young monster hunter guy. Really cool art style. It's kind of like very sharp, like cell kind of claymation. But there's like this young like monster hunter guy, and then there's like an old dude who's just like living his life in his mansion or whatever, and it's like the contrast between them, which I'm assuming like it's the same guy, but you play as him when he's young and you play as him when he's old. Yeah, so there's that, and then there was Bug Snacks, which was probably the weirdest trailer in the presentation. is made by the people that made Octodad, and the premise of the game
Oh,
is there's an island where all the animals are a species of bug, but they're food. So like there's a little strawberry bug, and then there's like a big centipede that's like a sandwich and stuff like that. And then when you eat them, you turn into that food and stuff. I don't really understand what it is, but
sounds normal.
yeah, it's weird. Demon Souls is getting a remaster on the PS5, and it looks really good. The trailer was cinematic and not a lot of gameplay. I don't think any gameplay actually. But I have never played a Dark Souls or Demon Souls style game. I know Ben loves them, so if he gets a PS5, he'd probably be picking this up. But yeah, Demon Souls looks really good. There's Deathloop, it's made by Arcane Studios, which is a Bethesda studio. And it's about an assassin who is stuck in a death loop, and he's trying to kill everyone on the island, and there's another assassin that's after him, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem that interesting to me. A game that I'm actually really excited for. I don't play these games. I just like to watch streamers play these games, and I like the story, but I couldn't sit through these games because I would flip out. Resident Evil 8 got announced, Resident Evil Village, and it looks really good. It looks like they're going more kind of like Resident Evil 4, which is considered to be one of the best games of all time. So it's probably a good direction to go in. And it looks like they're bringing in werewolves. They're kind of, in 7, they kind of, or I guess since 4, they've been kind of going away from like the zombie horror and more towards like diseases and like chemical testing and like viruses and stuff like that. So now it looks like they're going towards werewolves, which is cool because wolves are cool. Yes, but the trailer actually looks really cool. And then there's Pragmata, which it was like a Capcom sci-fi game that looked really cool, but it's super far away, and it was like about an astronaut and stuff like that. We don't really know a lot about it. It was just a cinematic trailer. And then Horizon 2 Forbidden West. This game looks super cool. Looks super good. Graphics, art style, looks super vibrant. And it looks like it's going to be like Sony's Breath of the Wild. And it looks really cool. The first Horizon didn't really get me. Like, I didn't really want to play it. But this one looks really cool. And I don't know if I will play the first one. I might just jump in the second one if I get it. But yeah, it looked really cool. And so those are all the games. Were there any that kind of stood out to you guys that you're like kind of interested in, maybe, or excited to see?
Horizon 2, because I've always kind of wanted to play the first one, but just never have. So,
well, it's coming to PC.
It's not on. The first one's not on PC yet, is it?
I don't think yet, but it's coming to PC.
Okay,
so
yeah. I'll probably play that when it comes out.
Yeah, Brady said it's really good. I don't know. I heard it can kind of be fetch questy. So I don't know. Maybe we'll wait and see. But at least for the second one, I am very excited for. Is there anything else though that kind of caught your eye that you're looking forward to?
Actually, what is it? Sackboy. So me and my brother, we used to love playing Little Big Planet. It's creating your own custom like things, but it's like a 3D platformer. So I don't know. I'll have to see like more about that one.
Yeah, I think they did, because I think the same people that made that made Dreams, which is like the game developer simulator thing. So I think what they did is Dreams is if you want to make your own levels, and then Sackboy's Adventure is kind of like, here's our levels that we made. Like, this is just a normal game. So I think they kind of like split it up. But yeah, it looks very fun. And it's multiplayer. I wonder if it's online multiplayer, because I'd be down to play that. What about you, Parker? Anything catch your eye?
Besides Horizon Zero Dawn 2, not really. I have such a backlog of games that am not playing right now. That I really haven't been looking at any new games.
Yeah, I kind of just like finished up my backlog, kind of. I do have a game
I'm
that I
waiting
could go
for-
back and finish, but I don't know if I want to right now.
I'm waiting for Skyrim Special Edition to go on sale.
I got it on. I got a cheap version off G2A.
I know, but I want to pay for it from my Steam wallet.
Oh, makes sense.
Still got a ton of money on there.
So those were all the games announced. So let's talk about the PS5 design. It was pretty decisive when it was shown off. So what are you guys' thoughts on it, on the design?
I like it, and every PlayStation has been compared to something in the past. Every single
Like
one of them.
every single like console or something, like they say the Switch looks like a toaster when it doesn't really at all.
No, it kind
Yeah,
of looks like a
Just got
toaster.
slot. It's just got a slot to put stuff in, but there's so much stuff like that. But I do. It's like it's been really funny. But
It's a
like,
router. It's a wireless router.
But it just got It got overplayed like so quick. It was like everyone and their mom had a meme about it, and like I was like, oh, like first 6 were kind of funny, but after like 20, I was like, okay, this is just I don't want to see it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. I'm leaning more towards the not liking it side.
I just wish there was like, I don't know. I feel like if there was like different colors.
Yeah, I think different colors
Like,
would make a big
white,
difference.
blue. Like I don't PlayStation, just like the black PlayStation. That's what I think of.
Yeah, like black or gray
I
for PlayStation.
like
Looking at it from like the front, like straight on, the digital version, which doesn't have the disc slot, looks really nice because it's really slim and it's clean and it's even. But the regular version with the disc slot looks like it's just got like a fat butt off to the side, and it's not even, and it's lopsided, and I hate it. Like, why couldn't they just put the disc slot in the black part and not have to make it like stick out on the side on the white part? And it looks like a taco shell, and it's crunchy and textured, and like you could have just like, because the black part, it looks like it's the same size all around. Like you could have just had the black part like that, and then the white just completely straight, and on the outside of it, like it's not waving, like covering more of it on some parts and less on the other part. Like, I don't know. The digital version looks much better because it doesn't have the fat part.
Have you seen how big it is compared to?
Yeah. Also, it's massive.
It's huge.
It's taller than the Series X.
It's taller than the.
Yeah, it's taller than like every other console ever, and it's fat too. It's very wide.
Yeah.
It's like as wide as like the PS3.
Yeah. Okay, but it's nowhere near as ugly as the Xbox Series X.
If the Xbox Series X is just
that was just ugly. It's just
box.
so bland.
Yeah, it's just a.
Yeah.
It's a fridge.
Yeah.
Like out of everything you could have
like that. The
design-wise,
Xbox.
Like, I would say it looks bad. It just doesn't look good.
The Xbox One series of consoles are actually pretty nice looking. They're all very clean. They're all very minimalist. But they all have kind of like.
I still think my favorite is the 360 Slim.
Yeah, I think it's very much a product of its time. I think it looks a little ugly now, but I thought it looked really cool when it came out. But like the 1X, the 1X, and the 1S are all very clean, and they have like little design features that make them stand out. And they're very pleasing. I also like the PS4's design. I like the PS4 Pro and the PS4 Slim. The same thing. They're all very clean and minimalist, and they have these little design things that give them some personality. But the PS5, I don't know. I love the controller. The controller looks great. And like Jeremy said, like if they just have different colors, like we talked about the mock-up that Boss Logic did for the Miles Morales version, that would be great. Give me a black and red version. I would rather get that over the white and black version. But I do like the white controller a lot. But yeah, overall, I'm not not a fan really of the design. I'll get over it. If there's nothing at launch that grabs me and I can't play games from the PS4 on the PS5, I might just wait until the revision comes out, like the PS5 Slim or the PS5 Pro or whatever it is. It's for when they redesign it and it looks better. I mean, hopefully it looks better.
It's like the PS5 is supposed to like be straight up, like
I don't know, because
or it's supposed to be laid
well,
on
you
the
can
side.
do both.
You can do both.
But like,
Okay, because like when it stands up and it's got like, it's like the part of it where it's like the edges are like a lot bigger just because it like kind of curves in. It looks so weird.
yeah.
I wish they would have just like made it like fuller on that corner.
So like the
They was like, oh, stylized.
The digital version,
I just don't think that part looks
without
good.
the disc slot, I think it looks fine standing up because it's even and it's clean. But the one with the disc slot, it looks bad.
Why would you ever get the one with the disc slot though? This day and age.
I like physical stuff, and you have to buy a ton of storage for the digital one, so I'd rather just get the physical.
You have to download everything anyway though.
Yeah, for most of it, you have to download.
Yeah, even if you have a physical disc, you have to download it anyway.
I would rather get the digital just because I like having the games physically. Because I got rid of a lot of my games at one point, and I wish I hadn't. So I like to just keep them now.
That's why I like Steam. I still have them all in one place, and I have a library. That's why I don't buy anything anywhere else.
Yeah, but I'll probably get the digital or the physical version just because, again, I like it. And then also the digital version you can't play, like, it's not a DVD player. So physical version is because it obviously has a disc slot. So
yeah, that was like the ones like when the PS3 came out. That was like one of the biggest
because
upsides for a lot of people.
it was the cheapest
Just 'cause it
Blu-ray
wasn't-
player when it came out.
Or it was like the same price as a Blu-ray.
Oh yeah,
player,
and you get
could play
games on
video
it. Yeah.
games.
The PS2.
Why wouldn't
the
you
PS2 was cheaper than a DVD player when it came out. That was the one. But yeah, so I'd probably get a physical version just because those reasons. But yeah, so that's the PS5 is revealed. So now let's talk about Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Pokemon. The DLC comes out in 2 days, and they released a trailer for the 2 DLC packs a few days ago, kind of just going over some more details and stuff. And there's a lot that they've kind of showed off now in the trailers. So we get a look at Galarian Slowpoke, and he gets a Mega Man cannon. Let me see. He is, I think it's Poison Psychic? Yes. Poison Psychic, and Shelter bites onto, instead of its tail, bites onto its arm and is now a Mega Man cannon. And it looks like
It does look like a big.
in the trailer we see Slowbro like, oh, I guess this is Slowbro. I mixed it up. We see Slowpoke. We see Slowpoke sprinting like very quickly. So maybe Slowpokes aren't actually slow, and maybe Slowbros aren't slow either. But they also teased Galarian Slowking in one of the other trailers, and it looks like he has like a popped collar and stuff. So I'm thinking that he'll be, and he looks like evil. You don't see a lot of him, but you kind of see some of it. I'm thinking he's going to be like Psychic Dark or maybe Poison Dark, which would be cool. But yeah, if Slowbros aren't slow, if they're actually fast, that would be pretty cool.
It'd be weird.
It would be weird. So we get to see the Gigantamax forms of Blastoise and Venusaur, which we got revealed before, but we get a better view of them now. I like Venusaur, his Gigantamax form, more than I think Blastoise's.
Yeah, Blastoise is very
It's just a big
But
tank.
I think his move he uses is really cool.
Yeah, his move is both their moves are really cool. So Blastoise is G-Max Cannonade, so it deals damage to an opponent when it hits, and it will continue to deal damage for four turns 4 turns for any Pokemon that isn't water type. So it deals damage and then essentially becomes Water Vortex. Or Whirlpool, whatever it's called. And then Venusaur's is sort of the same thing. It's called G-Max Vine Lash. So it deals damage to an opponent when it hits and will continue to deal damage for 4 turns that isn't grass type. Yeah, so it's the same. So that's cool. We got the reveal of the types of the legendary birds. Actually, we'll stick to Isle of Armor for now. Let's see here. What else got revealed? We got the signature moves of Urshifu for the different forms. So they get the ability Unseen Fist, which is really good because it lets you attack someone even if they use Protect. So it lets you go through it. I'm assuming it just does like a certain amount of damage no matter what. Like you don't just get to use like Focus Punch through Protect or something like that because that would be broken. But I'm assuming it's going to be something like Feint. Like it'll do 50 damage no matter what, but you can hit through attacks, through Protect. But their G-Max moves are One Blow and Rapid Flow. So One Blow goes to the Single Strike form. And let's see. One Blow and Rapid Flow can deal damage even if a target defends itself by using moves like Max Guard or Protect. So essentially it lets you go through Protect in their G-Max forms. There's also some new features coming from the DLC. So there's going to be new clothing items coming, new customization items for your trainer card. There's something called the Cramomatic coming, which was in the trailer. So it's like a little machine that looks like Cramorant, and you can feed it items, and it will give you back new items. So you can give it stuff like Pokeballs, PP-ups, and more, and then some combinations might produce rare items. So I think it's like a way to get rid of extra items to get better items. Which is pretty cool.
It's really weird.
There's going to be new tutor moves, which you can exchange for Amorite ore, substances you can find in the Isle of Armor through max raid battles and other means. Burning Jealousy, which this move is going to be pretty good, I think. So when it hits, it deals damage to all opposing Pokemon and burns any Pokemon that have had their stats boosted in the same turn, which I think will be really good, especially like if you use it right off the bat against the Pokemon that use like Intimidate or something, like the beginning of a match. Very good. Grassy Glide, a new grass type move that can be taught during this expansion. The move has high priority when used on grassy terrain, which is Rillaboom's hidden ability. And then there's a Max Soup, which is a special dish made from rare ingredients that you can gather on the Isle of Armor. Pokemon with... So essentially what this does is like if, say you catch a Centiskorch, which has a G-Max form, but like say you caught a Centiskorch that can't G-Max, you can feed it Max Soup, and then it will gain the ability to G-Max instead of just Dynamaxing. And then... Okay, so let's talk about Crown Tundra now. So Crown Tundra is bringing the legendary raids, which are like actual dungeons. Like there's a pathway that you go through, and you have to fight a few Dynamax Pokemon before you get to the legendary Pokemon at the end. And this is how they're bringing back all the box art legendaries for people to catch. You'll be able to catch them in these legendary raids, which you can do with 4 people, which I think will be really fun because it's like an actual MMO raid. Team up with people and you go fight a bunch of bosses. There is the Galarian Star Tournament, which is it's like a double battle tournament. So you can participate with Hop, Marnie, and I think you can team up with someone else. But yeah, you go through facing trainers in the Galar region. And I'm guessing the final team is Raihan and Leon. But that's really cool. And then we got the reveal of the types of the Galarian forms of the legendary birds. So let's take a look at that. So Galarian Articuno is the cruel Pokemon, and it is psychic and flying. Its ability is competitive, and its new signature move is called Freezing Glare. It's a psychic type special move in which Pokemon attacks by firing psychic power from both eyes. This may also leave the target frozen. That's pretty cool. Galarian Zapdos, which I think is my favorite of the three.
Zapdos is my favorite too.
Is fighting and flying and has the ability Defiant, which is a really good ability, actually.
Yeah. He looks really sick.
Yeah, he does. Looks like a freaking baller. So his signature move is Thunderous Kick. In this fighting type physical move, the Pokemon overwhelms the target with lightning-like movement before delivering a kick. This also lowers the defense stat. So guaranteed defense lower. So I feel like it's going to do like 80 damage, which is a lot. And then also lower defense, which is pretty good. And then there's Galarian Moltres, which also looks really cool. I love the black and red. The malevolent Pokemon, and it is dark and flying. Its ability is Berserk, which I don't remember what that does. Parker, you should look that up.
Berserk?
Yeah, Berserk.
Doesn't
So its signature
Galarian
move...
Meowth have that?
Oh, maybe. Is Fiery Wrath. This dark type special move, the Pokemon transforms its wrath into a fire-like aura to attack. It may also make the opposing Pokemon flinch. So flinch hacks.
Boost the Pokemon's special attack stat when it takes a hit that causes HP to become half or less.
It's really weird and
So it's
really
great.
specific.
Yeah. Not super strong.
And then some of the Pokemon returning in Isle of Armor. We got Lycanroc, Zoroark, Dedenne, the Azumarill line, the Chansey line, Magnezone, Volcarona, Kingdra. And then in the Crown Tundra, we're getting Pokemon like Nidorino, Beldum, Cryogonal, Aurorus, Crobat, Walrein, Elekid, and Garchomp. And then we also got the reveal of the names and I guess the typings of the new Reggies that are coming to the Crown Tundra. So, one, they freaking suck, the names. I love the designs, but the names suck.
The names are so bad.
We got Regieleki, which is the Electron Pokemon, obviously the electric type. And its signature move is Thunder Cage. So the Pokemon fires furious bolts of electricity from its lower half, trapping opponents directly below. It deals damage to opponents when it lands and will also cause them to be trapped within an electrified cage, causing damage every turn for 4 to 5 turns, preventing them from fleeing or being swapped out. So I wonder how much damage it's going to do, if it's going to do a lot, or if it's going to be like Fire Spin and Whirlpool where it does like 40, because that's what it sounds like. But I think Regieleki is my favorite of the two new Reggies. Probably my favorite Reggie design in general. I think it looks really cool. But then there's also Regidrago, which is just a red ball with a dragon head for arms.
With a Charizard head.
Yeah, a Charizard head.
Charizard's not even dragon type.
So signature move is Dragon Energy. So the Pokemon assumes a shape similar to a dragon's head and then fires energy from its mouth. The more HP the user has remaining, the higher the move's power. I love the Pokédex entry. It says, folklore tells that the legendary Pokemon Regigigas tried to create a Pokemon from crystallized dragon energy, but ran out of crystals and was only able to complete the head. People of old feared that if Regidrago were to be completed, it would rain destruction, so they sealed it away. So Regigigas was like, I want to make a dragon, and then ran out and was like, I'm done. And so he's just a head, which I think is great. But yeah, that's pretty much like all the big news we kind of got from it. But something that came out a little bit later is that it scales based off of your team level. So if you go in a team with around level 60s, you'll start the DLC at around level 60s. And you can also completely explore the island before you even start doing like the towers and the story and stuff. So what I'm thinking...
So I can go into it with all 100s and make it really hard.
Yeah, all the other trainers would be level 100.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I think I might get a new team for the DLC and go in with that and then just go through like that. Yeah, this releases in 2 days. I am very excited for it. It's gonna be fun. What are you guys looking forward to the most?
Getting all the new Pokemon.
So I think there's
Again.
100 coming to both DLCs. So we'll get 200 new Pokemon, which is
Yeah, so I have to catch 200 new Pokemon.
so it'll be what 600 now? Because there's 400 in Galar right now.
Mhm. Yep, and I have the 400 from Galar.
Nice.
I do not.
What about you, Jeremy? What are you looking forward to from
Uh,
Pokemon?
honestly, the new Pokemon are pretty sweet. To be honest, like even the ones that like aren't the coolest, like I'd still consider to be pretty cool.
Yeah, the only one I don't like is
And
Calyrex, the big brain deer from the Crown Tundra.
I haven't seen.
Yeah,
that.
looks really dumb.
Put a picture for you, but yeah, I mean, I'm just excited for more like Pokemon, just to be able to play more of the game.
Shiny hunting again.
Yeah, I love the designs of the new areas, and they're bringing back Pokemon. I love the Pokemon that are actually new. I think we'll get some more Galarian forms of like regular Pokemon that they're not telling us about. Yeah, I am. I'm super excited for Pokemon. Excited to play it. I just bought the season pass today for it.
What?
So I got the Galarian Slowpoke. That's the little bonus if you pre-order it. So I caught that earlier.
I literally got the about the season pass the day it was announced.
I would have, but I didn't have any money, and then I forgot about it. But I still technically got the pre-order bonus because I bought it before it came out. Yeah, and then so I think that's it for Pokemon. And then the last bit of news was Star Wars Squadrons had a trailer that came out today, which looks like it's like a space fighter, like Star Fox, Rogue Squadron kind of deal. So I'm thinking it might be like a Rogue Squadron spiritual successor. I hope it's not the controls for space battles in the new Battlefronts, because those freaking suck. They're so bad. They're so hard to control and to like shoot anything. And it's so chaotic. So I hope it's more of like, not necessarily on rails, but more like Rogue Squadron, because those are actually really fun games.
What if it's like Star Wars Starfighter? I'd be down for that.
As long as it's based off of a good Star Wars space shoot 'em up. Just not the Battlefront space battle controls, because those freaking suck. But it's made by EA, and I have a feeling it's just going to be that. So I think that's it for the show. But something we forgot to do a few weeks ago when we did The Empire Strikes Back is we never gave our review scores for the movie. So I thought we should get them out right now.
I thought we did.
I don't remember doing it.
I almost
But-
100% certain we did.
I don't think we did.
I think we reviewed something like,
Empire Strikes
yeah.
Back
Yeah,
for episode
yeah,
5.
I don't think we did.
We definitely did.
I don't remember giving it a
I don't
score.
think we did, because I listened through it and I couldn't find it. But regardless, I would give The Empire Strikes Back, I think I'd give it a 9 out of 10.
I would give it an 8.5.
Jeremy?
I'd give it 8.5.
So our collective score would be
8.6.
8.66. Execute order 66.
66.
Yeah. So I think that's the show. So real quick, what have you been doing, Jeremy?
Not too much. Working. Haven't had too much time to play video games, but I was playing some Call of Duty because my friends from my church started playing it, so I'm playing that with them. Played a little Destiny with Parker, and actually Nathaniel played with us last
I
night.
did do that.
What else have I been doing? There isn't like any TV shows or like anime or anything that's like going on right now, really. So, just kind of.
Well,
That kind
what
of
about
sucks.
kind of sucks. What about you, Parker? What have you been doing?
Almost done with Attack on Titan. Watching that again. And actually understanding what's going on now, because it was like, what, there's 6 years apart from season 1 to season 3?
Is it that long? I thought it
kinda
was like 2.
Yeah. No, first season came out in 2013.
Oh, I meant like storyline. Actually, no, it's like the same
Oh.
year. Or like, no, it might be 2 years.
Yeah, no, season 2 and 3 all happen within like they happen pretty close together, but it's not like that in real life.
Yeah.
Because I
Well,
like
there's
when
a
the
huge
first time I watched
delay
season
between
2,
1 and 2.
Yeah, the first time I watched those, didn't really. I was like, what? I don't remember this. So rewatching it's been really good because I can actually enjoy season 3 now because I hated it last time. So I'm watching that. Finished school for the spring finally. So now I'm just playing a lot of different games: Destiny, Dota, Minecraft.
Nice.
What have you been doing?
Well, thank you for asking. I started a new show. I started watching New Girl. And before you go,
Oh, God.
what, you watching New Girl? Actually, it's very funny. I like it a lot. It's actually really cool. Very well written. Oh, I just went to the Isle of Armor page on Bulbapedia, and they have a list of the Pokemon returning.
Already?
Yeah, or I'll send it to you. But yeah, so I started watching New Girl, which is very funny. I like it a lot. And then I played Destiny last night, which was fun to kind of get back into. And I beat Final Fantasy VII remake about a week ago, and I guess I can do a kind of like a little mini review. It's very fun. It starts off at like 110%, and it's like, holy crap, this is so fun. And then it kind of goes down, and it never dips too far down, but there are parts of the game that are kind of slow, and the pacing is kind of shaken up a little bit. There's a few chapters where you get to do side quests, and it's kind of like you just go out and explore the area and do the side quests. And some of the side quests are kind of boring. But for like the most part, the combat is really fun when you figure it out. But if you're like me and haven't played a lot of JRPGs and didn't really play the original, and so I sort of know the battle system from the original, and they sort of port some of those things over, like materia and like hidden weaknesses and stuff like that. So like the fights where I figured it out and where I had a grasp of the combat were really fun. And even the ones where I didn't really know what I was doing, but the game makes it so that it's not easy to figure out the boss or the whatever you're fighting, but it kind of helps you to learn what to do. Those are really fun fights. But then there's some fights where it's like, what the heck is this thing? Like, that gives you no hints, and maybe I'm just bad, and I figured out stuff late in the game that I was like, okay, this would have helped me earlier in the game. But there are just some fights that were really frustrating, and took me a while to figure out. But on the whole, like, the combat and the fights are super fun, and I love the story. It's a lot of the original Final Fantasy VII, but they throw in some twists in there to kind of separate it, and it leaves it at a point that's like, you're kind of like, oh, even if you know what happens in the original, you're like, oh, this is a little bit different. So it's very fun, good game. I think I would give it maybe a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. Definitely recommend it. It's a very fun game. But yeah, I beat that this week. And that's what I've been doing. Sorry, I had a Coke and now I'm a little burpy. So Jeremy, what are you looking forward to?
Well, Pokemon DLC is coming up. Paper Mario, I think it's gonna be really cool.
Oh yeah.
Want to see just a little bit more on that. All the new games that are going to come out when the new consoles come out. Just, I'm not going to play them on the new console, but I enjoy new games.
I too like new games. What about you, Parker? What are you looking forward to?
Pokemon DLC. Obviously, it's finally here, almost. Looking forward to enjoying a week without school. I mean, that's about it, really. I'm just looking forward to finally being able to not worry about school.
Yeah. For me, Pokemon obviously in a few days, and Paper Mario is coming soon, like Jeremy said.
Wait, when does Pokemon DLC come out?
Wednesday.
17th, 2 days.
Oh. Wednesday. I can't pre-order it anymore.
No, you still can.
You probably can.
You just put in the game and go to the main menu.
How much is the DLC?
It's $30 for both.
Oh, okay, that's not
bad. Looking forward to kind of watching some more New Girl, and yeah, I think that's it, and I think that's the show. So thank you so much for listening. We hope you find time out of your busy schedule to come back and listen to us next week. But come on, we all know you've got nothing better to do. If you're on YouTube, make sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend. And if you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, make sure to leave a review and tell a friend. And we'll see you. Just tell a friend, please. Just tell a friend. Come on. We're all struggling artists, and we don't know where our next meal is gonna come from. So if you just tell a friend, we could get some sponsors and actually make some money. But we're not in it for the money. We do it for the love of pop culture. But money definitely doesn't hurt. So if you could tell a friend, honestly, leaving a review, it's super easy. But enough shameless plugging. That's the show. We'll be back next week. See you guys then.